Muchísimas gracias por estar con nosotros. Soy Susana Moscatel y les agradezco una vez más por estar en este espacio en donde compartimos con ustedes lo que, sin la menor duda, en este caso, sí ha sido una de las películas más esperadas del año. Y cuando digo eso, no es nada más decir es una buena película, la queríamos ya ver, no. Literalmente era febrero del 2020 cuando la prensa que cubre cine del mundo entero, China en particular, nos reunimos en Los Ángeles, California. ¿Se podrán imaginar? Corrían ya los rumores de que venía algo muy malo, que venía una pandemia, pero ahí estábamos todos juntos. La película Mulán aún se iba a estrenar en la pantalla grande y hablamos con todo su elenco y convivimos con toda la prensa del mundo por última vez este año, por lo menos presencialmente. Esto vivimos.
One of the values that are so important in life, and I think are really pop out in Mulán.
Yeah.
Be true. Is that something that you take away from the movie, or that you brought into the movie, both of you? Being truth.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I was endlessly inspired by the character and by that idea, you know, in the directing of the movie, to direct the movie as a woman with from a female point of view. You know, I don't believe you... I believe you get the best out of people by being kind to them, by creating space for them where they feel safe, and giving them every opportunity to be the best that they can be. And, you know, Yifei was such an extraordinary gift to this movie.
I find that so lovely, and you put it in those words yourself, as a main character in this movie that has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of elements and people and things going on at the same time. So how can somebody be this kind and have control over all of that? How does that work? You tell me, please.
I think that's energy, because good energy absorbs good energy and good results. And but I think the person just has to be so brave to, you know, take all the responsibilities, and so giving, so confident about what she's doing. So she is so giving because she has so much.
Now I feel like I'm getting life lessons from the movie and from this talk just right now. I mean, obviously we all saw the animated Mulán. It's part of everybody's life in a very special way. Yeah. But you dig, and you get the opportunity to dig even deeper now, from the ballad, from what it means. And those values today, they mean so much, and they're so important. And I know we're going to be seeing this later, but we're doing this on International Women's Day.
I know, isn't it wonderful?
I believe it is. How much of that do you two believe is truly happening? How much are we changing things?
Well, I think it's changing. I think it still needs to change more. But I hope that this movie that was so driven by women across all departments is a very good example of our work. It's a huge it's a huge epic action adventure movie made by women. This is what we do. When we are given the opportunity as filmmakers, this is the kind of work we do. So please let there be more and more opportunities for women to do work at this scale.
Yeah, and I can't believe we still have to say it at this point, but I do believe that this is, as you say, this is great proof. So that's your fearless leader, and you don't start out as a fearless leader. You start out as a girl who has to get married and has to be really sweet, but it's a hero's journey. Yes, it's called itself. How do you find yourself as a young woman doing this important role, learning all of this and teaching it through entertainment and a beautiful movie?
I think, me and Niki, we do share this. We don't really have long conversations on set, but we just understand each other. I think this is something women really, that's the way we work. And also Liz and Mandy, 地 and Bina. We have this incredible, 我们有一个很好的 relationship. 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 我们有 woman, human being who's so talented and really digging to the specific details to slowly put the picture together and even see the process. You are just so touched because art is it's the imagination and everything creation. You see that process come alive. This process to me is really precious.
Well, I think it absolutely is. I was reading a little bit about how to bring together the Disney culture with the Chinese culture, which is, I think, pretty much the whole world. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, from New Zealand, I mean, you represent so much from your own culture, but you're bicultural. I'm from Mexico. You know, this is going to the whole world. So at what point does that bring us together, and at what point does that gives us different understanding of the story we're telling?
Yeah, what I've learned in my career, and I've worked outside of my culture a number of times, is that the more authentic and specific you can be culturally, the more universal.
Okay.
And so with all the work that I do, I try to honor Chinese culture.
What about yourself?
I think we're so lucky because we are in the movie industry, because movie is magic, and movie is universal language. I think wherever you started, it's like, yeah, we're all from different kind of places, but when we make movie, when we make humanity, human stories, we always need to come back to ourselves, come back to home.
We all are going to be rooting for her. You're amazing. You both are truly amazing. I'm so proud to be in this room with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. You're leading this amazing army. What is the thing that you keep in mind when you imagine, and you're an expert on this, leading so many people?
In character. Mm-hmm. As a professional actor, this is the first thing you do. You got to understand your character. You got to understand your agenda. So, as you know, I'm the commander, and I'm leading the armies, and I'm Mulán's mentor. So I played my part, and I'm glad it turned out to be satisfactory.
Very satisfactory. Also, you get clearly the best opportunities to show your art. Obviously, everybody wants to see. We know you're.
Everybody
wants
me to do something, right? Swing the sword.
Of course, we're all waiting for that.
Yeah.
And you get to share this with this very young woman.
Yeah.
So, did you teach her anything when you were working on?
No, I have different approach of performing actions, especially this type of martial art cinemas. As a performer, is a very fine art, which is something that I've done over many decades.
Yes.
Yifei, actually, she's done quite a numbers of similar genre of this type of film. Not as the scope, of course. This is a huge, big ship. But for me to approach the actions, there's a certain way of doing it. Again, I'm going to go back to the character. Once you understand the character, then the action comes along.
Naturally.
Naturally.
I'm very happy to talk to you about Mulán because it brings forward a lot of the values that I believe you have represented to the rest of the world that come from your own culture.
Yes.
Do you agree with this?
Yeah. Of course, it's quite difficult for making this movie. In the beginning, I have a decision, don't do it. Mm-hmm. Because by many generations, everybody knowing in China have the Mulán. Every age, they have Mulán in their heart.
Yes. So
you cannot make everybody happy, the younger one, older one, That's the Chinese culture. But I'm so glad that the American director, he's put the true. That's a quite Western meaning. True yourself. Be yourself. This combat, I think will work in 21st century for all the people. Brave, be yourself. Every audience, every people in the world, individual, unique.
And in this case, it's about a girl who has to be herself.
Yes.
Woman and warrior.
Yes.
How true is this?
I think it's very important to the today's 21st century, also to the future. It's very important because I think, first of all, today is Women's Day. I'm so happy, and pray for all the women in the world to be safe, healthy, and strong yourself. And I think a few thousand years ago, men is quite important because they need to use a lot of physical muscles, even do the farmer work, some family take care of women take care of the family. But today is that, technology, women have a lot of smart, compassion, take care of the details. So in the future, very important for human parts is woman's job. Yes.
It's so important to hear you say that.
Yeah, I always respect because I grew up is a single family. My dad, when I was 2 years old, he's passed away. So my mom raising me up. In my life, I always deep inside is devotion to the woman, love woman. I think very important. I discussed my best friend called Jack Ma. This quite famous businessman, Alibaba. His company 47% is woman. I say how different when men and a woman work on the 21st century. He said women always love, protect the company like a family. They loyal, they smart, they compassionate, they do the details. Men most time is they open the new market. After Moken, they don't have patience to work there. Women need to take care. So in the future, woman is very, very important. We need to share the belief to the younger girls, to the world. Be yourself. You unique. You're the leader for the tomorrow.
Ahora la historia de Mulán queda muy diferente. Queda distinto a lo que hubieran imaginado. Una película con la que Disney Plus se estrenó en muchos sentidos, una película con la que se empezaron a medir todos los estándares en tiempos de pandemia, y también una película que francamente sí debió haber podido ser vista en la pantalla grande. Desafortunadamente, para la gran mayoría del mundo, esto fue imposible. Pero, bueno, ahí la tienen en Disney Plus, y aquí tienen una de nuestras últimas entrevistas presenciales, hace ya más de 10 meses. Soy Susana Moscatel. Gracias. Díganos si les gusta Mulán. Hasta la próxima.